combat mode.
Hey chat, how you doing? I wasn't sure this was gonna happen today. COVID was killing me. But I'm alright. I'm on the upward swing. I rested a lot this weekend. I managed to work most of today. Feeling good. Well, not really feeling good. Just not feeling like I'm dying anymore. Big plus. Anyway, say Nurgle, Metal Wolf, Kaiman, or Cayman, I should say that. Sorry about that. Yes, soup. No soup for you, or bad soup, bad cook. Hey, Bloom Boy, sorry about your mouse. That sucks. I know the feeling. My mouse died last year. I think it was last year. And trading in some games to get it one from a local game shop. So that's how I'm getting the one. That's how I'm using the one I have now. And Silent Line NK, welcome in. Yo, Cole, good to see you, man. Is this the first time you've ever stopped by a stream? I think it might be. Is this when he's supposed to be sleeping? Ah, yes, Grind a Secret Factory for money. Yep. Cool. Hope you get even higher in leaderboards then. Optimize that thing. Optimize it. You know what? I usually lurk too, so I get it. Cole, I do. It is Cole, right? I am saying that correctly. Never thought about that before. I don't think I've ever heard you actually introduce yourself. Usually I catch you midstream. It's not like you're gonna usually say your own name midstream. What's up, Allred? Oh man. Oh man, it's hard to believe. It's been 2 years since 6 came out. 2 years. That's nuts to me. I can't believe it's been 2 years. I can't. Oh, no worries, maybe Burb. I'm glad you could be here at all. Glad you could be here at all. Currently, the ACQ needs the same 12 people. It's probably bigger than that, Allarad. It's just you see the same 12 people who chat a lot in people's chats. You have the talkative people and the not talkative people. My name is Cole, but it goes by Chol. Okay, that's just confusing. I'm gonna stick with Cole because Chol's very unnatural for me to see and think and say out loud. So I'm gonna stick with Cole, if that's okay. Yeah, I think the reason being is I think you see the same people chatting because they're the chatters. There's a lot of people who watch who don't chat. No feet pics, Allarad. Don't start that. No. It was a high school nickname and it turned into your online name. Oh, got it. Yeah, I could see that happening. I could see it. I definitely could. All right. Anyways, so I feel like doing the full-blown gaming. I'm not sure I'm up to that level of stress. Although gaming is stressful, but like I said, I'm recovering still. But I thought of something fun to do tonight. Would be to go through, kind of reminisce, kind of take a step back and relive some of the moments. And I'm going to show off some like videos and footage and stuff from the Armored Core 6 preview events that I went to. Both the big preview event and also the PvP showcase a little bit. So I'll tell you some stories and things that happened, some cool stuff with it. So it should be a lot of fun. All right. So if we're going to do this though, if we're going to do this, we got to do it right. And we're going to start with this. So let me tell the story. I think some of you probably heard it before. I was actually working the day of the Game Awards, a 12-hour shift that day. We were traveling to Chicago that weekend, and I just got done working a 12-hour shift, eating a big old meal, wandering back into my hotel room, exhausted to go to sleep. But I say, no, the Game Awards are still on. Let's see what's going on, right? And I literally sat down, opened up my laptop, got to the Game Award, got to the Game Awards YouTube page, hopped it up. And literally, I saw Elden Ring get announced as Game of the Year, right? Or whatever it was. I'm pretty sure it's Elden Ring. It was Elden Ring? No, it wasn't Elden Ring. I forget what it was at the time. I want to say it was Elden Ring, though. I may be wrong. And then I don't remember anything about the Game Awards. I didn't see the rest of the Game Awards. I only saw that part. And I saw something about Cyberpunk or something. And then it was this. And I literally turned on the Game Awards to this. This is what I turned it on to.
Tonight, we are thrilled to share with you another global game announcement. This comes from one of the most decorated developers in the world, who consistently pushes this medium forward.
I'm exhausted
for each of its releases.
I have no idea what this is about. I wasn't even thinking about Armored Core. I had written Armored Core off completely at this point.
And I am beyond grateful that they have chosen the Game Awards as the place for this global announcement.
And like Jeff was like getting like choked up about it, and Jeff has famously not been a fan of Armored Core. So I even like subconsciously said like that. I saw Ben and Namco, I'm like, whatever, you know. Armored Core's been through so many publishers, like, I don't know, whatever. Hey, Ned. So I'm watching this, and I'm like, yeah, this looks very Miyazaki. That's the first thing that came in my head. Like, this is very Miyazaki. So my brain immediately went to like futuristic Souls game, where my brain immediately went. And then I heard the music too. Then I'm like, this has very much Coda vibes to it. Like the way the synth and stuff, very Coda vibes synth. I'm still sitting there groggy at my desk, like in my hotel room, just exhausted, not even thinking about things. Random subtext, feed the fire. What in the world does that mean? Barren wasteland. I assumed it was after what you just saw happening. Lassiter's burn. Another more random text. Then I saw the. When I saw this, I'm like, oh no, 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 no. I'm like, oh. And as soon as this quad showed up, I'm like, Armored Core, it's Armored Core, it's Armored Core, it's Armored Core. And I just started screaming in my hotel room. I was screaming. Like, I really hope the hotel room had like pretty good insulation in them, because I'm pretty sure everyone around me probably thought I was dying in my room. I was screaming. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Like, I was so like busy being hyped, I wasn't hardly even watching the trailer. I had to go back and watch it like 6 times. You know, call my friends, my phone starts blowing up with all the DMs and text messages and stuff. Like, dude, Armored Core's back. Like, seriously, it was crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then I saw the title, and I started crying, man. Like, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I was by myself in my hotel room, screaming, and then I just started crying when this was done. I could not flippin' believe it. And my phone, seriously, my phone just blowing up. So many text messages, so many Facebook messages from Armored Core Facebook groups, so many Discord messages from Discord friends. Armored Core. It just went. My phone was blown up. It was crazy. Hopefully more to come soon. Yeah, I honestly feel like I have a pretty good feel about Armored Core, the Project FMC being Armored Core related. The fact that Yamamura, who was the game director for 6, has been dead quiet since 6's release, and he hasn't had any credits on any of From's releases since then. Not on the Elden Ring DLC. He's not on the one for the Bloodborne sequel. What's he call it? Dustbloods. He's not on that one. He wasn't on the credits for Night Rain. Like, so it makes me feel like it's a higher possibility, in my opinion. So my guess is like an Armored Core 6 style sub game, like you had 4 to 4 Answer, 5 to Verdict Day, 3 to Silent Line, 2 to Another Age, 6 to whatever, or it could be as a major DLC drop. Who knows? But I feel like there's a high chance. Your atheist self was praying on your knees. Yeah, I know. I bet. All right, so that happened, right? So that was, by the way, chat, that was December of 2022. December 8th, 2022 is when that happened. Oh, Cole, 2 years is nothing. And I'm not even talking the insane 10-year divide between verdict day and 6. 2 years is right around the line with 4 to 4 answer, then 5 to verdict day. I think 4 to 4 answer was 20 months, and 5 to verdict day was 21 or 22 months. So 2 years is not that far apart. I know we're well beyond that at this point because it's 2 years as of today. But I have a feeling From Software takes a little more time on their games now. At least that's my guess, anyways. You're waiting on the ZOE announcement? Zone of Enders. They were dropping the sequel to the Murokumo game on Xbox. I was honestly surprised how fast they got a major DLC patch for Elden Ring. I mean, that was quick in my opinion. Anyway, so that was that, right? So that was December, like I said, of 8 to 22. Skip ahead about 4 months. Now, granted, this is before anything with my channel had really happened at that point. My channel already existed since back in 2010. It's been around for a while, but I hadn't really done much with it. I basically just used it to upload videos from Nico Dico Japan on the old Armored Core games and stuff, and a couple of retrospectives I did. Hadn't done a whole lot with it yet. So April comes, this happens, I take an obvious break while I'm at work so I can watch this, right? This was the world reveal of gameplay. We saw the trailer. This is the world reveal of gameplay, right? Hello? No play? Thank you. No one knew what to expect. No one.
Close to Rubicon. Wake the dog up.
Handler Walter verified. Activating cerebral coral control device.
Ace Combat News? Yep. Those other people are hoping the same thing too. Yeah, my money right now is on the Game Awards. Like, I knew nothing was going to happen at Gamescom. From Software classically doesn't announce much at Gamescom or a Tokyo Game Show. They tend not to do big announcements at either one of those things. It's usually Summer Games Fest or Game Awards. So my money's on Game Awards. And by the way, chat, the person who leaked the Project FMC was also the person who leaked the Night Rain project. Same guy. So I have a feeling it's probably accurate. Now, granted, the guy who leaked it didn't say it was Armored Core specifically, but I feel like it fits the timeline.
Augmented human C4621 has awakened.
Matt, when I watched this, dude, it was blowing my mind what I was looking at. Armored Core had never looked this good. The most polished looking AC ever, seriously. Modern gen AC was blowing my mind. I'm like, okay, they're bringing back scan mode like they did from 5. Like, oh, that's a float mode? That's interesting. Like, oh, they're bringing back floating from 5 is what I was thinking at that point. Then I'm like, okay, there's quick turns. I'm like, oh, you can kick? Okay, bringing that back from 5. This is what killed me. The drifting, yo, the drifting tank almost broke me in this trailer. Because that was never how movement ever worked in a previous game. I'm like, dude, if they gave tanks drifting, that's gonna be sick. Sick. I'm like, what kind of boss is that? I'm like, oh, cool. P explosion. Nice Kojima explosion. And bringing that back from 4th gen is what I was thinking.
One of the infamous Handler Walter's hounds.
Hover legs, yeah, I hope they make a return.
Interesting.
Hover legs would be fun.
Ready to climb the wall?
Call sign Raven. Priority subject for termination. High on the list.
Like, ooh, they're bringing back the name Raven? Sweet.
From the generator. Watch out.
Why hide behind it?
Like, I wasn't a regular creator at this time, so I did not do any kind of analyzation or anything for this trailer to release online. Like, I probably watched this trailer for hours after it came out. Hours after it came out. And I never did anything on it because I wasn't a regular content creator at that point.
Another's call sign.
Let's see how far they can fly. On borrowed wings.
Hey, Chaco, good to see you. Oh, hey, everybody else I didn't say hi to yet. Hey, Kentro, I saw you there. I'm like, and then when I saw this frame, man, I'm like, dude, that's such a call. I'm like, man, are they going back to like 3rd gen? Because these art style on this was so 3rd gen, it hurt. Like the Melander C3 set looks so much like 3rd gen. I'm like, holy cow, that art style. I'm like, this is... Shoji had some serious influence on this one, to say the least. What I was thinking. And that's also when I saw this. Steam. My mind was broken when I saw Steam. I'm like, we're getting an Armored Core game on flippin' PC. PC. Like, nah, no way. No way. We're getting this in PC? And my brain immediately went to, dude, the mods. The mods are going to be insane. You could do so much insane stuff with mods. It's immediately where my brain went, right? Because again, we never had anything on PC before. This is brand new. I'm like, holy cow, that's nuts. How's that going to work, right? Now, that was the gameplay reveal, but it was also just like static camera movements moving over someone. So you really didn't really get to see gameplay that well, right? The filter copter. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Silent Line. That was a lot of our people's first wish. We wanted PC so bad. We wanted it so bad. We finally got it with Armored Core 6. Finally. So we got that, right? When you fast forward again, right? June 29th. The gameplay footage. All right? The gameplay footage. This is actually they're going to go through and see how the game actually plays at this point, right? We've seen gameplay and got a vibe for it. We actually haven't seen it from the game perspective, how it actually functions, right, at this point. I'm like, okay, all right. So once again, I took time off, schedule my break so I could take a break when this is going on. Hey, Tile Spawn. ER's your first From Software game. It was a really cool, especially newcomer. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, exactly. I feel like 6 was a good entry point for a lot of people to get back into the series. I'm hoping From takes it as an option to reboot, and now we can just go. They can just go nuts with it and go back to like ultra customization again. I think here's my thought process. So I'll talk about it in a minute, but my guess is from the interviews that they were worried about the overdoing the customization to the point where it'd be overly intimidating to people, and they wouldn't want to pick up the game. So this is essentially a reboot of the series. That's essentially what AC6 was. AC6 was a reboot. It was a reboot of the series, starting over from scratch, essentially introducing a whole new fan base to the series. And I think they were genuinely. I think people said they were lazy. I saw some people said they were lazy. I saw some people say they took the easy route. They went to other. I'm like, look, they're having to introduce a whole new way of thinking in this game to other people. And I think they dialed it back some on purpose to reintroduce the series, and then they can go nuts with the customization again. At least that's my hope. That is my hope. Call it hopium if you want, or copium if you want. My hope is that that's the plan. They started off easy to get people ready to the game, and then they can take the customization much further after that. This is what I'm thinking. You're drinking a lot tonight because of my throat. All right, so now I actually get to watch the gameplay. That came out 2 months later. All right, this was on June 29th. I saw this, I'm like, all right, this looks pretty insane. I'm like, okay, they have an overboost, cool. Now it's called assault boost, but like the time that overboost. I'm like, okay, cool for him. I'm like, ooh, that's a quick turn, right? By the way, chat, no UI is weird. Like by the way, when this trailer came out, they had the UI fully done. Like, fully done when this came out. Fully. What's up, Mason? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Another great thing that this Armored Core 6 brought, they brought me and Mason together. I've known about Mason's work for years. I've followed his work on Twitter and stuff for years. Some insane model work for years. And through this whole situation, I had a chance to actually connect with him. You know, establish a little bit of a relationship and friendship through it, and do some cool stuff. So yeah, if you ever have seen Mason stuff before, in fact, here I'm gonna do that right now. I'm doing that right now, Mason. I'm doing it again. I feel like I owe you forever on some cases because the really cool model stuff you do. I feel like you deserve way more credit than you get for a lot of things. And honestly, the model you got me for Jacko for my trophy and stuff was really cool. Other things you're working on, so I think you deserve the shout out. So I'm gonna give you a shout out right now. I'm doing it. You haven't seen Mason's stuff, you can go check him out on Twitter and other places. Some of the he recreates like old, like the AC parts from scratch, like models them out from scratch, like the most insane detailed ACs you'll ever find. Yes, Jacko, you're a trophy. It's right here. There you go, chat. There's the trophy. Jacko, golden Jacko trophy. So yeah, so awesome. So because of this, it got to happen. So and yeah, Mason, awesome. Anyways, so yeah, at this time, like we didn't know anything about this, how this worked at all, right? But the UI was done. Like people had seen the UI at other events at this point. The great, yeah, Gen 3 Kurosawa. Yeah, the aesthetics of Gen 3 Kurosawa is awesome. Like, okay, you have a missile on one side, you got a rifle on the other side, you got a blade on the other side. I figured all that out, right? Like, okay, missile's cool. I'm sorry, he has quick dodging, quick boost, cool, quick boost. Missile cutting in and out. This is where the first suspicion of hard lock came out, by the way. The way he was like zeroing in on the opponent and like keeping locked in on him, like, uh-oh, hard lock. And that's where the hard lock discussion kind of started with this trailer. Where it started. The slow walk. I love the slow walk so much. Going up. Obviously, the UI he's using because you can hear it locked on like a scan from a distance. So obviously, you know there's a UI happening somewhere. Boost kick. Like, oh, he has a shield. Okay, that's interesting. So we have an active shield versus a static shield. We're kind of used to static shields in AC. Like, okay, we have an active shield now. That's different. What's up, Scott? know what? True enough, buddy. True enough. And this is where we all start freaking out. We saw the garage and stuff. We saw the, because you know everyone was like going through each individual frame when they were going through the parts and looking at them like, ooh, what part is that? Ooh, what part's that? You're looking at the attacks. You're looking at the impact. Like, ooh, what's impact? Looking at the rounds, the weight E unload. You're looking at all this boost speed, attitudes. Like, we're looking at all of these things. Like, we're, us like Armored Core old heads, we're full blown in spreadsheet simulator mode at this point. We're documenting part numbers. We're documenting stats. We're formulating part plans. We're going through everything at this point. Like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that mean? Ooh, what's that do? It was like all the parts were circulated like crazy in the AC circles. It was so funny. Like, ooh, EN shortfall. EN matters, right? Exactly, Evangel. Looking more at the stats than how the part looks. Exactly. Like, ooh, we got stylish AC now, that's fun. We got linear rifle with the plasma missiles are cool. Got a shotgun linear rifle combo here. Like, oh, you did a weapon swap. Like, that's sweet.
Alright, turret. That's enough.
And then we got to see the reveal of a boss fight, which I wasn't expecting, to be honest with you. I was not expecting to see a boss fight in here. I'm like, this boss fight blew my mind. I'm like, wow, full-blown actual boss fights. I think it's the first time you also noticed Ricochet was on this boss fight. And I think a lot of us were thinking that might have been just related specifically to this boss. You only could hear, like, he had like a certain hit area to attack. But then we found a random Ricochet was the mechanic in the game period. We didn't realize that before. And then it just ends. I mean, look at this chat, look at this. I don't know, we're just over. Talks about the DLC again, and this is where they showed off the collector's edition. I'm like, oh, there's a collector's edition with all this cool stuff, art book, and I'm like, oh. I was dying. I was dying. Now, granted, I have one right there. Courtesy of Bandai Namco, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. Yes, height farming at Smack. Exactly, Comtech. That's exactly what it was. Smash with the big box into black screen title. It's insane. So good. Like, this is... I want to give Bandai Namco credit here for actually taking the time to properly market this and push it in the West. They were the first publisher outside of Japan to actually push... You know, people have gripes with Bandai Namco, and for good reason sometimes. And people, you know, and there's some things I don't appreciate either. And there's some weird choices when it came to Armored Core specifically. But I can appreciate the level of effort Bandai Namco went into for this game, because it's the first time anyone's ever done that for an Armored Core game. Before this, it never happened. Alright, so that was done, right? So then we get to the story trailer, right? Wrong. We don't get there next. That's where we go next. Story trailer was released on July 20th. Something happened before then. Alright? Before then, something happened. Before then, what happened for us specifically... Yes, before this trailer. Yep. This is the before the story trailer. And before the launch trailer. Something happened. We're gonna bring back the music here. Give me a second. Need some music. So, about July 7th, July 8th, I get a random message from Chang, fellow Armored Core Legacy member. It's like, hey, and it's a group message to all the Armored Core Legacy founder members. There's a message to me, the message to Zealous, this message to Tierson from Chang, like, hey, what are you all doing in about 10 days? We're like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I may or may not have gotten contacted by Bandai Namco, and I may or may not have advocated for all of us to get to go, and they may or may not have had agreed to it, and they are going to fly us out to California to a special preview of Armored Core 6. Would you like to go and get a preview of Armored Core 6? I'm like, yes! Yes! You think? Of course! Why would I say no? Regardless, it didn't matter what was going on that day. I was going. It was a done deal. I was leaving. So I called my work that day, my boss. I'm like, hey, I have an awesome event coming up. I can't miss this. If I have to, I'll call in sick. I gotta go. Uh-oh, I got a bot on Twitch. Hey, Nurgle, you can take care of that bot for me? If you don't mind. On the Twitch side. So, for those of you who don't know, Chang... So, this goes back. So, some of you may know the story, some of you may not. This goes back to the Armored Core Online days. So, me and Chang were admins on Armored Core Online through the end of 4th Gen through 5th Gen. When it then finally went away eventually, right? So, when that happened... Prior to that, during 4th Gen, when Sega was the publisher, their site sucked. Like, their community site forum absolutely was garbage. And so, EJ at the time reached out to them, like, hey, I mean, even Chang might have been part of that too. Like, hey, would you like, to, like, we have a huge forum. We have thousands of daily active users. Armored Core Online literally had 300,000 members. We had thousands of members there every day, thousands of posts every day. And thanks, Nurgle, appreciate you. And I was like, hey, we'll actively engage. It's a good place. We monitor it, we police it pretty good. I think you have to do it. So Sega's like, yeah, sure, why not? And so we went to Sega's website, and you went on the official site for Armored Core 4 and clicked on community site or community forum. It went to our fan forum for Armored Core. And that continued on with Ubisoft to a certain level. And then when, 5th Gen came out at that point, right? Yeah, Verdict Day 5 come out, at which point was Bandai Namco. And so we already had this established relationships, and thankfully the people from Sega or Ubisoft were nice enough to pass along our information over to Bandai Namco and say, hey, these are cool dudes. This is cool. Thank you for doing this. You should reach out. These guys know what they're talking about. They're really good. All right. And so they did. And so Bandai Namco, we established relations with Bandai Namco to the point where Chang actually got put on was an admin on the official Armored Core page on Facebook. And Chang maintained that relationship even long after Verdict Day had kind of come and gone. And so fast forward to Armored Core 6, right? Fast forward to Armored Core 6, and they reach out like, hey, would you like the Armored Core Legacy guys to come in and do the preview event? I'm like, yes, please. And so they flew us in, they paid for our hotel, they paid for our Ubers and taxis to get back and forth, they paid for our food while we're there and everything else, right? So we get to the hotel, super nice hotel, and we go upstairs to the event. It's the first thing we see, right? We see, Bandai Namco private party. I'm like, this is super cool. There's an Armored Core banner sitting there. I am geeking out to the extreme. The food, excellent. I did not have a single bad thing the whole time I was there. The food was awesome. Who they cater through, great food the entire time. So here's the banner, right? Walking in, and you notice this, right? See this? They even put custom window decals on the windows. of the place we were staying. It was like the top level of the hotel was like this top level like restaurant and bar, and they put they actually put like stuff on the windows so you can see what it's like, right? I'm like man, they went all out for this. It's crazy, right? So that's where we actually got to meet. That's where I actually met Ouroboros for the first time. Ouroboros, also being an Armored Core nerd, mostly known for Souls, but also a huge Armored Core nerd. Met him, got to talk for the first time. That's Ian right there, Zealous right there next to us. There's a little night shot of it. There's the man himself from Chang. Chang probably is not gonna be too happy to have his picture up here, but oh well. He said his picture's been other places before. There's the man himself from Chang, and there's me. So these are my pictures. They aren't as good. Chang took better pictures. We'll get to his in a second. Actually, no, I'll get that now. That before I forget. Let me bring up his, just because he had different ones. And yes, there was Armored Core stylized flavored drinks. Do they have the Tylenol chicken? I don't think so. Oh, exactly, Jacko. I wouldn't think this ever happened. Nope. Never would have thought it would happen. Never. Never in a million years. What I think the likelihood is, I think the likelihood is extremely high. In fact, I think it's going to get announced at Game Awards, is my guess. I think Project FMC is probably Armored Core related, is my guess. And I'm guessing it'll get announced at Game Awards, come out sometime next year. If I was a guessing man, I could be completely wrong. If I was a guessing man, that is what I would guess. What I think. Like you can call it hopium, copium, whatever you want. That is my guess. But yes, Red Calamity. Little did we know what that meant before we got to play the game, right? Yes, we do actually. Pull it up real quick. It was codename FNR. FNR. It was codename FNR. Oh, yep. Casually said it like a couple seconds after I did. Yep. FNR. Now, the other one that we've had before that started with F code is also the Souls games that started with F and before, primarily too. So we'll see. Don't know. But yes, they had an Armored Core themed drink. Here's the bar rat. They also had they up on the screens. They had Armored Core 6 Fires Rubicon up on the screens. Let's get a. Okay, I'm trying to get it. There you go. Here's the venue. All right, so it's really blurry because we're stopping here. But there is me right there. I'm right there. That Chang is the one taking the video. Ian or Zealous is still there. Right there is Ouroboros behind him. That is Fighting Cowboy. That's when I met Fighting Cowboy. What's up, Zay? I'm doing well, Zay. How about you? I'm doing well. How about you? So they said that's Fighting Cowboy. That's when I met him. Also super cool guy. Super cool, fun guy. Great to be around. I've been a good friend since then too. Well, other than COVID last week, but I'm on the mend at this point, thankfully. Yes, Fighting Cowboy with his tank top. Yes, he's on brand. And the guy right there in the middle, you'll see more of him later, is Tanner. Tanner is one of the Bandai Namco social reps. Super cool dude. I have his information. We chat here and there once in a while. Super cool, awesome guy. Great to work with on the Bandai Namco team. Super fun, like great guy. Showing up everyone else that's there. They brought all these different creators and press people to be a part of the event, right? There's me and my best friend Zealous. Yeah, and the down in the hotel lobby, they had like special media preview event on the top floor, right? Super funny. So Chang being an awesome guy that he is, right? He brought some third series of those Armored Core coin-op figures. I remember I did the unboxing the day. I opened it up. In fact, chat, I have all of those coin-op figures right now lined up in front of my keyboard. I have all of them lined up right here in front of my keyboard. I'm behind my keyboard back here. Yep. So Chang has a box of them. And he, as a thank you, so to anyone, he gave one to each of the Bandai Namco staff members. And also he actually got to give one to Ogura-san and Yamamura-san directly. Yeah, yes, that was Iron Owl. Correct. Jacko. You had to give one directly to Yamamura-san and Ogura-san, which I thought was super awesome. You got to do. All right, so we get back to the event here. All right, so that was day one. We go up, we meet a whole bunch of people, we have some awesome food, meet other people. They say, all right, wake up the next day. What's up, Wolf Girl? Welcome to the chat. We go there. We go next morning. They put us all on a party bus, literally a party bus, like the tinted windows, the nice plush leather seats, like party bus, literally. But the problem is they only had one and not two, and there was too many of us. So we all got to know each other real well on that bus. I wish I would have taken a picture of the bus. It would have been hilarious. We got to know each other real well. The figures are, oh, dude, Jacko, the figures are awesome. They're super well made. Like, I'd be amazed if I could break that thing. Like, I was pretty forceful putting the weapons and stuff into it. Like, they're super high quality. It's insane how well they're made. Super high, well made. They have articulation? Yes, they do. You can bend the legs. Here's another one here. Bend the legs. You can bend the arms. You can twist the torso. Yeah, like they're super cool. Yep, Genobi. All right. Anyways, so to day one, like I said, little enfant. Yeah, me too. I want a little enfant bad. Is there a Zim Shield figure? They didn't do coin-up figures of AC6 people yet. Actually, I'm kind of surprised they haven't. I think it'd be kind of a good fit. I want my small thing.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Cole. Thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Appreciate you. All right, so I said day one was meeting a bunch of people. Thank you for the follow on Twitch today. Yeah, that's Rusty doing the gritty. You have day one, food, meet and greet, all that stuff. Everyone get there. Day two, get up, party bus. We all get there. We walk up, and they literally have this giant stone slab that they put the decal on again. I mean, this thing is probably like 8 feet tall. Not knowing what to expect, right? And then we see this thing. This is like a life-size AC. Just the torso. This is like the thing like you see from the opening where it pulls it out of like the wreckage. Like, this thing is huge. Absolutely huge. It's the first thing you see when you walk into the event area. There's the three of us together in front of it. So for scaling purposes, we're about 2-3 feet ahead of it. This thing is like a good 5 feet taller than I am, and I'm 6 foot. Well, I'm over 6 foot. It's almost 5 feet taller than me. Yeah, this is a big guy. This is a big dude. Like, I'm 6 foot 2, and that thing is 5 feet taller than me, and that's just the torso and head and the arms hanging down. That's not even the legs. So Wolfgar, that's what I'm gonna go over with. This was at the Armored Core 6 preview event they did back in July before a couple of the trailers came out and the game came out. So punk rock, treatment alloys. It could be 1 to 2 scale, maybe. That's possible. It's possible. The comment, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate you. Anyway, there's there in front of us, right? Gradually, I think gradually getting closer. Let me switch over to back to Chang. The Chang had a better set of pictures here. He had a nice side view of it. Here you go. There's all of us waiting to go in. They have the trailer going in the background of the big screen. Yeah, this thing was animatronic, but it had sound effects, it had smoke come out of it. The LEDs worked. So Chang did the walk-in. So here's walking into the event. You see that, you walk on the side. To the right is them playing the reveal trailer. The gameplay trailer. Here's us walking in. There's all of us waiting to go inside. So we know AC's gonna be made. Like super cool, right? Okay, so well, this was like the entrance or the opening to the BRB challenge. Get next on Monday. The amount of production value Bamco went into to make this event so awesome for us is incredible. Like, the environment was insane. Right? So these are the entrance doors. Go back to here. There's me standing next to by myself. Here we go, walking in, right? We have no idea what to expect going in. No clue. No clue expect going in. Oh, sick. Walking to that, you know, this whole entrance. I switched to the sideline view. I mean, look at all these displays and stuff, too. They went so stinking hard. It's insane how hard they went. They're just walking into the event space. Now, I realized later on, I know what this was. This is what they set up for at like some of the like the speed timing event they had at a couple of the game showcases. Walk inside, and that's the setup, chat. All of these, the Bandai Namco sticker, she was pretty cool too. Honestly, all the Bamco staff were awesome. They were all awesome. So they have all these setups. So essentially, we're set up in a giant. We're in a plane hangar. This is literally an airplane hangar for like smaller jets. They rented out an airplane hangar to set up the event at. All right. And you see here, they have the big TV there. They have a big pilot restricted area thing back here. They have giant wall art. They plastered on the walls behind here. And they have multiple setups that we're all going to get to. In Armored Core Legacy, sadly, Tierson didn't get to go. Rest in peace, Tierson. We got 2 stations we could share between the 3 of us, which was awesome. Then one of those oxygen stations there. All right. Like I said, amazing. All right. All right, so I'm not going to show this because they're pretty particular about that. I'm going to do a little bit more. This event happened on July 12th. No, sorry, not July 12th. Sorry. Yes, July 12th. It was on July 12th. That's when we went. So this is Agura-san. There. He is the one who was the producer for this game. He's a producer for other Armored Core games. He's been around on the Armored Core series since Armored Core Last Raven. Yeah, they really did, Wolf Girl. They did. And so what he's going to do in this here, I'm just going to skip around a little bit. He is going to show this. Ogura-san's going to talk, and then his translator's going to translate for us. And basically, he talks about the embargo and the capture limits you're allowed to have here. Essentially, he goes through, which is so cool. We asked for this slide deck, they didn't give it to us. I wanted it so bad. They go through like a timeline of AC. And they explain what the old games were like versus what the new games are going to be like. You know, where it came from, customizing your mech, you know, that kind of thing. Like, he went back to, like, as you can see, this is Armor Core 1 here. They went way back. And they explained their fundamental design philosophy for why they made the game the way they made it. Which was super cool to get to hear from the people who are making the game. And they go to the development concept and that kind of thing. You know, look at design pillars. You know, three-dimensional design, which is what they wanted specifically. You know, what satisfaction overcoming challenges. The omnidirectional movement was a big thing they talked about. And they talked a lot about, you know, difficulty situation versus goal achievement. You know, what they wanted to kind of instill in people's minds from beating the game. That kind of thing, right?
You must be Raven.
Yeah, Nesto for the Prime sub for 13 months. Thank you, Nesto. Appreciate you. And just go, I thought some general tips.
Hey, buddy.
Yo, Max, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate you. And yeah, they went through all these different pieces. Bring the music back here a little bit. The orbiter GIF, yep. And yeah, just kind of explain, go in the garage, mess around, you know, talked about, you know, the screens, all those things, like, don't worry about it, just go and have fun. All right. And so we did. Here's our station setups. As here's a little bit of a picture of the art they had back on the wall, which is utterly insane back here. That's, by the way, that's Ogata-san who was doing the preview, and that's Yamamura. That right there is Yamamura. What's up, Jake? Yamamura, that's the director of the game. There's Tanner again down there. Great Tanner. Here's the full preview. There's all the different workstations that stations we're at. And here's all this. Yep, St. Mary Mallory's a remix. Yep. Like, seriously, they went insane for this. And there's the basic. So this right here, this. So we part of the part of the agreement was we brought it with us. We are allowed to capture footage of our preview event. Like the games we're playing, we're allowed to capture footage as we played it. We hooked up our capture cards and stuff to it. We brought our own separate laptops and stuff, or capture cards, and we got to record our gameplay. And what you see here is green is what we're allowed to show after the embargo was lifted, and the red was we're to never show until the game is fully released. So that was super cool, right? So clearly defined, clearly laid out things you should or should not show in your preview video. We were allowed to publicly show from our own personally captured footage up to 15 minutes worth of footage online. All right, that's what we're allowed to do. 15 minutes worth of footage. There we go. There's us in the game for the first time. There's my classic color scheme. See that, team? See that? Yellow with the black and the gold. Vati was not there. No, sadly he was not. Yeah, I was too. They were super specific on what they could or could not share. Yeah, I know, right? I thought it was super too. Like I said, Bandai Namco was great to work with the entire time. I have no problem with Bandai Namco whatsoever. So then they had this guy. So how much this would have cost? How much it would cost? But they actually brought in the exoskeleton people, Ex-Sapien. They brought in like an actual mech, right? Watch this, chat. It's a functioning mech. Everyone taking video of this nonsense, of course. I'm now next to the fan. The fan's gonna be loud now. Looks like it needs work. Yeah. Can't imagine how hard this must be to put together. They knocked it over though, like all the way on its back, and then starts crushing it. Look at this. See it crushing it now? See it's crushed? Yeah, you might see it on Discovery Channel actually. I think they did do something on Discovery Channel one time, if I'm correct. You might be right, Azordo. Yeah, we left it. If they can, knock it over and crush it. And that's super cool. Loved it. This was a lot of fun. You see though, it's actually crushing it pretty good, as you can see here. Of course, so we finish off our little trip there. Let me go back to it. So Chang did a walk-in too. Let's go here. That was them walking into the venue when we saw it for the first time. So here's more of the food. Again, the food was awesome. The food Bamco had catered in was awesome. Absolutely awesome food. There's Cowboy. There's more view of the venue. So like, see, as you can see, we're literally just in a big open like jet, airplane hangar. Literally where we're at right now. That's our entire setup for this place. It's just a big plane hangar. So funny. There's Zealous eating. I think he got a good here. Here's a good up close view of the mech prop, of the Nightfall prop. Look at this. See the LEDs, the smoke coming off of it. Also, you can't hear it very well because of the wind, but there was also sound effects coming off it, like a running engine. This thing was so stupidly well made. Even like put the weathering on purpose on it too, right? Like the weathering is awesome on it also. This is out in broad daylight too, and the LEDs are that bright. I mean, that thing's incredible. How much did you like and dislike about A6 do you figure out from the event? I mostly figured out what I like from the event. I didn't get to play enough of the game to really get. We got to play up through Balteus. The preview event was only the Balteus fight, and that was the last thing we got to do. So after that, we were done. So I only got to experience the game up through Balteus, which is basically just a constant ramp up of more things that are really cool. So I can't really say, like, this firmly established to me that this is actually a proper Armored Core game. But, yeah. What do I dislike about Armored Core 6? Did I get filtered? It took me a couple tries, but I did eventually get it. In fact, that's actually a funny story. The developer, like Yamamura and Yamamura-san, Agura-san, were actually watching me when I got to the Balteus. Like, oh, you got Balteus? Like, oh yeah, we watch. And so they were watching me fight. So of course I'm using a heavy biped with a bazooka and all these things. And I failed a couple times. And they're like, hey, like, maybe your build's a little slow. Maybe you should change some things up. And I'm like, I explained to them that the trailer was there, thankfully. And I said, hey, I'm classically a heavy user. I like the big guns. I'll find a way to make it work. That's part of Armored Core, is finding what you like and making it work. And he translated, and they're like, oh, yeah. And literally the very next try, I aced it with 2 repair kits left. It was insane. They were like, oh, and like clapping their hands. I got the flex in front of the developer and the producer of the game, which was awesome. After they just got done suggesting I should change up my build, I kept the exact same build and then aced Balteus. It was awesome. It was awesome. One of the highlights of the trip was getting to do that. It was amazing. Oh, that was so much fun. Thing I don't like about 6, lack of parts. I think it needs to be more. I understand why they had less parts, but my biggest thing is lack of parts. I think no cross-platform hurt the game a lot. I think the game's too simple, in my personal opinion. I think it could use a little more complexity, especially like tuning and other things like that. It was great. I don't have a lot of gripes with 6. My biggest thing is my biggest gripe has always been it's too simplistic. I think it needs a little more complexity, a little more customization it already has, a little more freedom of customization options with more parts, even types of parts like extensions or insides, what have you. That's the biggest gripe. Silly tabs observe heavy biped maxing. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much what I did. So yeah, it was awesome. So here's Chang doing a full walk-in. You guys can experience it. You know what it's like. Going in, there's the screen. This is towards the end of the day. They just have like the chains and the part. There's like mechanics parts on there too, which is really cool. You hear the Exo Sapien walk in the background with hydraulics moving. Being back there talking, people are still playing. Man, it was so good. All right, so here's the cool thing. So, actually, I have one back here, chat. I would get it, except right now it's behind Rusty. But right there, let me put a picture up so you can see it. Let me pull it up here. One second. Oh, what's your address? One of these. So we had Chang years ago, got me and Zealous both Armored Core Machine side boxes. Those 20th anniversary editions. I have copies of the games and copy of the soundtrack with a special art book. That is right there on my shelf. And so what we got to do with it is Yamamura-san wouldn't sign it because he wasn't part of it, but Ogura-san was. So Ogura-san was actually one of the lead producers on the 20th anniversary box set. And so he signed the poster and one of the art books for us inside the case, inside the set. How many people can say they have that, huh? I mean, there's them signing it. Oh, hey, Chang, I see you're watching. You sent me a video. Here's them signing it. Mentioned before, there's us at the end taking pictures with it, right? Super cool. Insanely cool. Yeah, I'll link if you want to see more of this. Here, let me. Chang just sent me a video link. I'll send it to you guys so you can have it here. Yeah, this is FA music. Yep. It's for the answer cover. If you'd like to see a little bit of this, here's a link if you want to see more later. You're welcome to check it out. This event was amazing. Absolutely a blast. Right? So, there's that, right? So we get back in a week after we get back from the event, this drops. You're welcome, Dexbot. Yeah, I want to show people this to kind of have a little my love of the appreciation for what we got to do ahead of time. We'll come back to that in a minute. And then we got the story trailer. Dude, this trailer, can we just talk to that for a second? This trailer, Heat, yeah, I can see Heat. Well, Heat's been gone since 4th gen, so Yossi still runs. Yossi and Genkumon both run tournaments still. So if you look up Genkumon and Yossi, they both run tournaments. Like Genkumon's like every couple weeks or week, and then Yossi's like once a month. They still run tournaments. So actually, let me pull up their channels to make it easier for you. Let me pull up that and there's Yossi's YouTube. And then here's Genkumon's. He usually uses Twitch. There's his Twitch. They run tournaments pretty regularly, so if you want to get some Armored Core 6 tournaments and watch them, there you go. I have no problem promoting other people's channels or stuff. If they do it, they do it. I promote Armored Core regardless. And not just be me. I'll support other people too. So yeah, you're welcome. Hey, speaking of Yossi, welcome in, Yossi. Sneak, you lurking around here watching the stuff, and I talk about you and give you a shout out without even realizing it. Welcome in, Yossi. Glad you can stop by for a minute at least. Anyway, I was saying before, this trailer. Yeah, I know. I tend to speak people's name and it shows up, and I mentioned you can see more from Chang, and From Chang literally sends me a link on YouTube, and he's watching too. I summoned everyone by saying it. All right, okay, let me see. Miyazaki. Miyazaki's awesome. You should go check out Miyazaki. That didn't work. If only, right? Doji Kawamori? No. Koda Hoshino? No. All right. Never mind. That's enough of that. I'm fanboying too much right now. All right. Anyways, this trailer. This trailer is nuts. Like this trailer. I was watching this trailer at work, right? Brings up good memories. Well, I hope it does, Guam Tech. He's here somewhere. Hey, Chang, if you're listening, you just got someone chatting about you in YouTube chat. You just say hi. This is the longest stream I've been in. Well, I'm glad I can keep your attention. This right here, this trailer, just flippin' perfection. Now, my only gripe is I feel like they should have dropped this at the beginning of Armored Core 6. Like all the like intros and the max you see in the other games. It should have been. It really should have been.
You again. You know, I'm not exactly craving company here.
Dude, that slow piano.
Hounds now entering combat zone.
What's up, Moto Kid? Yeah, happy anniversary of this game. Yeah, seriously.
So, what happened to 617 and the others? Fill me in, Henry Walter. Well, at least you're helping me clear my inventory.
Dude, losing the arm and keep it going, so sick. Now, I knew part breaking wasn't in the game at this point. That's why I didn't really say anything. But people were like, dude, does that mean there's part breaking? I couldn't say anything. I couldn't. Like, I had been to the preview event at this point. The preview event was a week prior to this trailer coming out. People were talking about part breaking stinking everywhere at this point, like old school part breaking, like from Last Raven or something. And I could not say a peep. No one even knew I went to the event at this point. No one even knew I had even gone at this point. No one knew. So I could say bupkiss about this.
This one is functional, but don't expect much more.
I'm not here to talk. Wake it up.
Dude, this right here, this is straight up like mecha fan service. Doing that nonsense, boosting yourself in there, turning the core on, jamming the Gatling gun and firing it point blank, like for real, dude. Like you're making mecha fans go nuts with that one. Oh, that sound effect. Ugh. Ugh.
Reporting to Handler Walter. Mission complete. 621. I'll give you a reason to exist. Let's get to work.
Music, man. Just, I was at work watching this, freaking out. The music was amazing. The trailer was amazing. I'm like, gosh dang it, this game. And you realize, you said everyone who else was watching this, they're seeing this for the first time. This trailer wasn't revealed to us yet. We didn't see the trailer before. But this is like the first drop information since the gameplay trailer back in June, right? It's about a month later in July, almost exactly a month later from the gameplay trailer to this trailer, right? Doing that, I had just gotten back like 4 days prior from the preview event. And so I'm still riding that insane high. I'm at work. I'm in my little cubicle. I take a break to watch the trailer when it gets released because it was a preview of things. You got to time it, and I'm sitting there just going, and I'm sitting there. I'm like hopping out of my seat. I'm fidgeting. People at work are wondering if I'm okay. And I'm like, and everyone's like, dude, you okay? I watch it. So I send the link of the trailer to all my coworkers. I'm getting to be friends with quite a bit of them too. I'm like, oh, wait, is that where you went? I'm like, you got to. That's like, yeah, that's all I said. It's not my head, that's it. The first people I told outside of our little group, and even then they didn't know much about it. And yeah, dude, I was already on the Uber hype train at this point, and then this trailer drops a few days later. I was ready to die. I wanted to play the game so freaking bad. Like, I got to play the game for like 6 hours at the preview event. And dude, we maximized that 6 hours. I got parts, I tested parts, I screwed around with as much as I could. Like, oh my word. Like, I wanted to play, like, I was dreaming about it, man. Dreaming about it. Oh. And so I worked on the video was inspiring. I wasn't sure what kind of video I was going to make. I knew I was going to make a video. And so I did. So I made this 23-minute long video with me with the Armored Core Legacy in the background, which is the whole thing in of itself, with a terrible microphone, with a terrible camera, with terrible editing skills. Those haven't really changed much. Where I just gave you some pictures and some video of me from the event, talking about the things we got to do, talking about the old games, what we got to do being there, some preview stuff, some of the things we got, some of the people we met, some of the gameplay and mechanic stuff. Just utterly impressed to no end, right? And this video, hey Viper. And then this video just flipping blows up, and I was not expecting that. And it got to right here. I'll zoom in on this one. Flipping 50,000 views in a matter of, it was like 40,000 views in a matter of a couple weeks. And it was getting shared everywhere. The watch time hours were off the chain. And next thing I know, one video, the first video I've released in so long, one video. Sorry, good. COVID's catch up to me a little bit here. One video, and I am YouTube partner. Like that. And I'm like, okay. I guess this is going to be a thing now. And so my hobby of enjoying gaming or enjoying Armored Core and playing it on my own side, like emulators and stuff, became something I did for everybody. And I started getting paid by YouTube to make YouTube, to use YouTube stuff, which is just not why I do it, but it's beyond incredible to me. This is something I get to do. Like, getting to do this is beyond a privilege, I realize. I do not take it for granted in the slightest. I don't. I do not take it for granted at all. I don't. It's one of the single greatest joys I've ever taken place in life. The only thing that really beats this in my own life is like getting married and like the birth of my children and getting to raise a family. That's the only thing that really kind of beats this in my eyes, almost. Seriously. Like, it's this is up there. It's about Armored Core is my all-time favorite video game series of all time. Favorite video game series of all time. It's something almost everyone I ever met almost didn't have any clue what this game was even about. And to see this have its heyday was just like, it was insane. Couldn't believe what happened. So I started making regular YouTube content after that point, right? So then it gets crazier. Somehow, after all of this, after everything I just explained to you, somehow, despite how insane it already has been, it somehow gets flippin' crazier. I'm like, how? How does this happen? How does it get crazier? Is that even possible? Like, is that a thing? Like, yes, it's a thing. It is a thing. This is how it's a thing. Ready? So, you see that date, chat? You see that date? That is 2 weeks before the release of the game. 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks. And Chang just randomly sends this message, right? Like, hey, quick question. Are y'all able to travel on the 17th and 18th? I'm like, what? Why? You know, that's all. Chang, by the way, you're a jerk for sending this. What does that mean, Chang? And so, of course, you know, I make the obvious thing of like, what? Need details, LOL, because I was like, what does this mean? All right. And I get back this. Live tournament. Actual PvP with commentary. We would be participating. Specifically, 2 of us would be playing in a 3v3 match for Armored Core 6. 1 person running the camera and 1 person as commentator. And I was at an event and I was screaming at the work event. I walked away outside and started screaming. It was the Armored Core trailer all over again. I'm like, ah! Ain't no way. My mind was blown. I'm like, what is this? What? And so we get a hold of Bandai Namco again. Bandai Namco fits our stuff, figure it out. I'm like, what are we doing? How does this work? We get our travel ticket. Again, they fly us out. Again, we're going out there to the whole thing. And they're going to a hotel. And where's it taking place? It's taking place at Bandai Namco headquarters. We're going to get to go to the flippin' Bamco headquarters. I'm like, yo, ain't no way. Nah. Ain't no way that's happening. I feel professional Raven. It felt weird. It felt weird. All right, so we do this whole thing, right? Here we are at Bandai Namco headquarters. Can't freaking believe this, man. I'm like, we fly out. This can't be real. There ain't no way. We go to Bandai Namco, right? There we are. There's 3 of us. There's Zealous in front of us, you know, doing the whole thing. There's the Gundam in the front room, you know. I know you guys know what this is. This is. There's the entrance, go in. Got big old Pac-Man. Got Zaku. The funny lady. And we got to go and see all these awesome, all the Bandai Namco work stuff. The figures and things, which is so flippin' cool. Little trophy room. All right, so then we're at the setup. So we go in this room, right? At TGS, not likely at all. Classically, From Software does not do major announcements at TGS or at Gamescom. Which is why I didn't expect to announce at Gamescom this last week either. They've classically always announced either at Summer Games Fest or at Game Awards. That's when they've always announced. So those are the 2 I'd watch for. So I'm really looking forward to this upcoming Game Awards for sure. King Ghidorah, yeah, he was there too. So here's a little background. Here's our setups here. Got Cowboy there. There's Tanner there again in the back. So right now they're doing these checks. Basically, this is the production crew. So you get to see what it actually was like to actually produce these things. All right. So all these different screens, all the different people running sound and image boards and cameras. So this was that was that custom Xbox One X Xbox for Fires River. I actually have the controller. They gave us one back there. Oh shoot! Before I keep going, I forgot. So at the preview event, something I have to mention. Something we got to do is that Chang and I got to interview Yamamura-san and Agura-san for like half an hour and ask all kinds of questions. That was a blast to get asked questions about the game. That was awesome too. And the swag is we got to go back with a jacket, a cool backpack, and the custom Xbox 360, the Xbox One X controller, and a shirt. So that was the swag they gave us on the way out from the preview event back in July. So yeah, just even more insane geeking out of all the cool stuff we got, right? See you, buddy. So yeah, so I have one of these controllers still in the box back there. I'll probably never open it. So there's those of us who put the event on for the most part in the event. So That's a little picture of us when we did the preview event. Let me get to Chang's pictures. There's that's Baby Bit Me, or Linda, as we know her. Awesome person, by the way. Super fun to be around. Yeah, Oro and Cowboy were both there too. Yep, we all came back. We met them at the preview event. We hit it off really well. They brought them both back along with us to go to the PvP event. All right, so this is the event. All right. The event was basically they're going to show off 3v3. The intention was they'll have Vati do some lore stuff. Then they're going to have, like, Cowboy's going to do some mission stuff. Oro's going to do some mission stuff. Linda's going to be the starting host. When we get to the PvP section, Zealous and Vampy were going to be the hosts. And then the teams were me, Cowboy, and Tanner against Chang, Oro, and I forget who the last guy was. Chang, if you're here, remind me who that was. It was another one of the Bamco guys. I forget who it was. But they were super awesome. We got through 3v3. The plan was to Micah. Thank you, Chang. Thank you. And we got to do like 3v3. The plan was to do sets of 3v3, best of 5 or whatever, and win it, right? Well, it went so fast, they ended up doing more than that. And so let me just go through it. So here's Chang's pictures. Here's us walking in. There's me looking at my phone. On day 1. Walking into the Bamco headquarters, and of course, you know, security stops us because, you know, that's the thing. There's us at the this is the little the toy room, as they called it, with all their toys in here, which is super cool. Yeah, these awesome things like Gundams and things. This is so flipping cool. All right, so this thing, there's me doing some test previews on the builds. There's Tanner again. It's an awesome dude, Tanner was. As I'm doing more stage presence up, there's Zealous and his insane drip. More drip pictures later. As I'm doing some stage prep stuff, which is really cool. There's one of the other rooms they went into. That's where Chang and his team were, and Oro. They're in that room. We were in the other one.
Yeah, he literally.
That's great. I love this cover. It's so good. Massive Gundam. There's us going in for day 2 with Oro and everybody. More awesome people from the staff. That's Aaron. Aaron is a sweetheart. I love Aaron. Aaron is the one who primarily contacted us. This is the whole thing. She's the one who arranged our travel arrangements, contacted us the most through the Discord and other things. Aaron is awesome. Probably one of the best reps I've ever worked with for anything. I'm even talking professionally for my IT job. One of the easiest people I've had to work with. She had a hard job wrangling all this stuff together and being the contact point. She did an awesome job. There's an Xbox again. Here's Chang pretending he's gonna steal it. Don't do it, Chang. Don't get us kicked out. Don't steal it. All right, so this thing. I want to explain something to you. So the stage that the hosts were presenting from, this is all LEDs. All of it. This whole thing is an LED. LED floors, LED walls, LED corners. Like, the whole thing is multiple LEDs. Like, it's so... They can you can dynamically change, like, the garage and everything, and it changes how it looks. Pre-builds, no. We got to make our own builds. We were limited to what parts we could use. We were limited up until just before the Sea Spider on parts. So anything before the Sea Spider we could use. Yeah, but dude, this stage is insane. This thing was so flipping cool to go to. Yeah, here, see? So you can see here, you see how 3D it is from here? Like, you can see the floor and stuff. If you look at the actual screen, you can see it looks 2D. It was so well done. Yeah, it's almost like the what's the thing over in that that Disney then they use for like for the Mandalorian show and like some of the Marvel stuff now. That like crazy like Unreal Engine like 3D space they have now. I forget what it's called. The Volume. That's what it's called. The Volume. The Volume, yeah. It's basically like their own mini version of the Volume. It's pretty much what that was. That's us having food. Oh, hey, look, guys, it's hot sauce I ate. Wow, this hot sauce was rocking. It was really good. It was very habanero heavy, but the other stuff that bounced out was really good. This was super good. Fires of Ibis hot sauce.
Good job, everybody.
And here's after everything was all said and done. Everyone's so happy the event's well. There's less than all the staff. Dude, this was. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. The music didn't help. I think when the music kicked in, it didn't help. I'm so privileged. I'm so blessed. Getting to meet so many awesome people, having so many awesome friends, having a super supportive wife and family who encourage me to go in and make the most of this. So who's even now encouraged me now to follow my passion to do this kind of stuff and spend time on it. Meeting even more new friends through this event, and getting a chance to share my love of my all-time favorite series with more people. It's just, it's overwhelming sometimes how, when I think about all the stuff just in the last couple of years I've had the privilege of doing, between getting to do all this stuff and then do the YouTube stuff, just like you all who come back regularly whenever I end up randomly streaming and doing stuff, just like like I said, I don't take any of it for granted. I don't. Like, I realize that I'm super blessed. I'm super privileged. I appreciate. I love every minute I get to do this stuff. It's so much fun. I love doing. I wish I could do it more. I just can't. I'm a family man. I focus on the family and the kids and stuff first, and my job first and foremost. I got to take care of them first. But man, when I get free time to do this kind of stuff, it just, the fact that I actually get like a modicum of things. I get ever so slightly paid by YouTube and Twitch to share my passion of my favorite series with other, and get to see other Armored Core fans who also have all their own awesome stories too. Is just, oh. Man, the last couple of years have been a whirlwind for me. An utter whirlwind. I can't believe where I'm at right now. I know 6,000 subs is like small potatoes compared to a lot of people in this room. But dude, like it feels like a million to me, basically, because I know almost all those people are Armored Core fans, and that to me that's worth 3,000 times as much. That's how I look at it. Worth 3,000 times as much. So and thank you all for your. I'm not sure I deserve it, but I'll definitely do my best to earn it as much as I possibly can. Oh yeah, this is all the people here that put it together. That's just some awesome pictures. Ready for a goofy one? All of these people were great. They were awesome. So yeah, I know you saw something earlier, Wolf Girl, but I might be single-handedly restoring your faith in Bamco. I can't speak for Bamco as a whole, but I can tell you for the Armored Core team, the Bamco US side of the team, they were awesome. They were genuinely awesome people. They were. I have your sword. Thanks, Silent Line. And there's I said there that last night before we left the next morning the airplane. Let's show up. Let's appreciate Zealous' drip here for a minute. Look at this man. This man carried the showcase so much. His charisma was exuding 9,000 levels. His charisma level was over 9,000. Shout outs to old AC communities, the whole 9 yards. I mean, insane what this guy did. And we got to do this. It was a 2.5 hour event. This awesome showcase. When they came back, there he was.
Playing PvP together. Zealous, can you tell us a little bit more about Armored Core?
We had, you know,
Of PvP, I would like to introduce you to Zealous from Armored Core Legacy, who will be our commentator today.
Fantastic to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for being here. I'm so happy to see you. Zealous, oh my
Sorry,
gosh.
Wolf Girl, I get emotional
It is nice
sometimes.
to see you. It is really nice to see you. Behind the scenes, we have From Chang and Cleric playing PvP together.
There's me.
Zealous, can you tell us a little bit more about Armored Core Legacy?
Yeah,
I'm not ashamed to cry when the time calls for it. When you're overwhelmed with gratitude, I think crying is an acceptable way to react.
From Cheng, came to a few members of the Midwest community. Myself, Tierson, who can't be with us today, is other team member.
Right.
And also my friend Cleric, who's here today. He's going to be in for PvP, of course, PvP session. And
He's awesome. Yeah.
The idea that we had, you know, and that Cheng proposed to us was
listen to the speech, guys. Listen to it.
To help support the Armored Core community from the grassroots and the very base and kind of build up the foundation. So as far as what we do, if it's Armored Core related, we loved it. We love to post it. It's been fun to have that torch burning during this period, during this 10-year something way, you know, that we've had and then we've had going for it. So but speaking of the legacy of Armored Core, there's a lot involved in that. It's not just the games, it's not just the classics, because Armored Core has ranged since PS1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. Obviously, we skipped the PS4 era, and we're in here to current. But we also chronicle the history of the competitive scene in the tournaments. A lot of you out there may not know it, but Armored Core had a very, very, very bright, vibrant tournament scene, PvP scene. In fact, driving across state lines.
One of the most stylish men I know. Also, my best friend was the best man at my wedding. I was the best man at his wedding just this last year.
That history is so rich.
The whole deal. It's kind of like the start of the fighting game community.
Right.
You know?
That it really did. And you know, it did inspire me hearing all of the story with you, especially with the community.
Hey, Jinx, thank you for the follow on Twitch.
There was the Midwest scene. There was the West Coast, the California scene, which had the biggest, baddest tournament outside of Japan, Masters of California.
Wow.
We had an East Coast scene and also the Southern scene, too. So there's so many events encapsulated and all that. And part of our goal, too, was to help capture that tournament history and to speak to it and everything. And you look at it, too, as far as the currency of the forums, Armored Core Universe, Raven Republic. There's so many forms in this ecosystem that really made up AAC. So our goal was to really try to speak to those things, try to just support from the background and do what we could.
That's amazing. Armored Core Legacy, I hope you guys last forever. And I hope that you grow.
Thank you.
Especially now with this game coming out. We're so glad to have the veterans of the community here with us. That's important for this showcase.
Yeah, seriously, shout outs to Bamco and Namco for bringing us Armored Core Legacy fan folks out there like that. That's insane.
And with that, let's explain the format of what we will be seeing today.
At the preview event, too, we got to introduce to so many people. Like, we got to be like, who are you guys? We got to tell them. And everyone said, oh, Bamco never does this. They don't ever send, they don't send people up who aren't like content creators. Like, you are content creators? Like, no, we're just Uber fans. We're Uber Armored Core fans. Like, we've been part of Armored Core forums since back in the day. And like everyone thought it was so cool that Bamco brought us.
Let's dive in.
In Armored Core 6, you can select from 1v1 or 3v3.
And a 3v3 is a test of endurance with teams earning points over a set time.
Today, we will be watching a 3v3 with Ouroboros and Fighting Cowboy as team captains.
Each team captain is going to have a Bandai Namco team member as well as an Armored Core Legacy player supporting each captain.
Our Armored Core Legacy players from Chang will be
by the way,
joining
chat,
Ouroboros and Claire.
just 8 hours prior to this, Japan did their World Showcase event of PvP. And so that was on the Japan side. They showed some different stuff than we did. But we were like on the cusp of being the first people to ever show the entire world. The first time ever in the entire world what PvP looked like in Armored Core 6, live in person, with UI and everything. This is the first time most people had seen the UI ever.
Will be on Team Fighting Cowboy.
Right on. I'll tell you what.
Remember, all the parts we were using, we were restricted to using parts that were before the Sea Spider boss. So any part before that we could use, otherwise we couldn't use
the
it.
banter in the hall, the banter at lunch and everything. These guys are ready to get
Actually, you know what? I do remember the story that on social media that they were posting pictures
Yeah, you probably
online.
heard just getting in there and just engaging, just doing. You know, and I think that 20-bit beta at 1824 here. There it is.
Man.
There it is. And Fighting Cowboy with the bit.
Wow, that was intense.
Yeah, Tanner was rocking us on our
That was a
team a lot of times
crazy
too.
match. Like that's our
The guy to rush out too fast or get caught out. Maybe you're too far ahead of your
communication
team.
is very
Exactly.
important.
Zealous is
Or you
just
might be hanging
insane
too
for
far
this,
back
too.
And you're not giving them the kind of fire support they need. Hey,
I think
can
that
fall apart
all
like
these
that.
tips are
Thanks,
gonna
Wolf
be
Girl.
very
Thank you for stopping by.
critical
Appreciate
for
it.
A lot of people playing, and this might be the first time
Right.
that they're playing an Armored Core game. I mean, is there
Exactly.
anything that you can possibly give to our viewers at home, like some tips, like as a new player?
Yeah. The biggest thing as a new player, get a control scheme that's comfortable to you. You'll notice when you guys come in, if you're setting up with gamepad, there's type A, B, and C
Right.
for the control. You can really sit down. You can also make your own custom control layout. That's certainly what I've done. I have a variation of type A controls. that I
How
like to
Zealous
use.
isn't like
I did
the
that too,
front
but you know,
man.
let's join our players
Yeah,
because
here we are.
you
We're
know,
coming back into
Oh, there's
another
more, Lionel.
match.
There's more.
yeah.
Taking a pan of our team. Fighting Cowboy.
Look how great
at
they
it.
all
Look at
look.
it. Everybody's got their emblems ready
Look
to go.
at that. That's
Cleric by his
beautiful.
side in the white Graviton tank. And we've got Team Green Screen, the glitch in the Matrix here.
They all got it thought out.
This is really
What is going on?
John Ouroboros, and from Cheng here, ready live to kick off.
Oh, we're not coping hard. I'm
Second round of PvP coming in here live.
I'm basically going through all the preview event stuff, and
I
I
still
showed off
can't
some
believe we're
behind the
on
scenes
PvP
like
today.
footage
This
and
is
videos and pictures and stuff
This is
from the
I know
events
that
before the
my
game came out.
community at home is
Oh my
freaking out
God.
right
And
now.
look, the Gundam fans, if you got anybody coming from that, look, they gotta
All
be
of
digging this
them.
right now.
This
So,
is the game,
this
you
is
know.
the game. This is it. This
And
is
when
it.
you play, it feels weighty. It feels
There's weight and
amazing.
heft to your AC.
Yes.
No worries, Jacko. Thanks for coming by.
Chunkiness to everything you're doing. So Fighting Cowboy taking advantage of the new. Right.
You can feel everything that you're putting onto your unit, and you know that it's doing some damage.
So obviously, this
You
was
know, and
we
it's-
weren't
you're
supposed. By the way,
thinking
chat, we weren't supposed to
for the
win this many in a
moment
row.
when you're using everything.
Like it wasn't supposed to happen.
Four games. Check this out.
Like
This
it wasn't?
Neo G is an absolute stagger.
We ended up just
machine.
slaughtering the other side so
Look at
bad
that.
that they ran out of they had too much extra time for their slot, so they ended up doing
These grenade
1v1.
launchers are called back to the GLL. Those of you who Armored Core Nexus era, the light grenade launcher, but it still means business. It shoots three grenades each volley. So if you can home in on somebody, you can get 6. It's easy to overextend your generator
Right.
cap in all those scenes, but coming
Oh,
here
yeah.
to Armored Core and
More from Zealous here.
What do you think about like how your teammates are feeling right
the broader community watching this too. I mean, I'm sitting here going crazy just seeing it on screen. And those of you guys at home, look, I hope you're digging this as much as we are. It's absolutely crazy. Obviously super smooth. I know
Hello,
one of the
Rocco.
biggest questions has been, what's PvP going to be like? And
Right.
the last thing people wanted was just only a look at that with canned footage. But here we had
Yeah,
several
pizza can be rough
matches
sometimes.
live.
It
We had
can.
the team play happening. We had several different builds used, and you guys got to see everything. The tanks were, it's
I
killer,
love
isn't
this
it?
right
Ice
now
killer,
too.
isn't it?
But I love it.
Dude, Zealous
The
just
thing
killed
is,
this role.
You know, our players. What was that?
No, you're good. You're
To hear
Is there
your
anything better?
different-
Go ahead.
Super fun. Yeah. I think the big thing would be it's awesome.
So I think the big thing people need to keep in mind here is tank goes boom.
Yes,
and
it does.
and Team Beefy Boys are clearly the champion. Of
Half
this
jacket. I
match.
asked him about that. I forget where he said he got it.
3-1?
Yeah, I think it was 3-1. Sounds right. Yeah, sounds right. 3-1 sounds right. Yeah.
And they had to try and meme to win. Oh, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it was good. No, honestly, it feels amazing. Change angles and
We were calling out, screaming to each other.
And I hope I can play with you too.
Gotta do more
That would
scenes.
be
So yeah,
nice.
this was insane. That we got to do this, right? And so it came out. Also, the other thing too, people realize this is actually Notice this is on my channel, right here, because they actually duplicated the live stream to our own channels at this point. It's my most viewed stream ever, 11,000 views, which is insane for me. Yeah, Zealous. Yeah, fluidity and commentary is nuts. He's so good. So yeah, this is just. Don't worry, bro. I'm almost done for the stream anyways. I gotta drop out soon too myself. I'm about spent from after. I'm still recovering from COVID. I'm on the upward swing, but I'm about spent myself. So we have this here. So then you have the Carl Urban trailer, which is like, what in the world is happening right now? Then we have Rainn Wilson with the Mech Mutual thing, which is also insane. Just, dude, what a ride Armored Core 6 was. It still technically is. Patches upon patches later. The fact that we had the 1.5 patch with a full PvP update with ranked mode and brand new parts. The first time ever in Armored Core history where parts were added mid-game. Never happened before 6. Yeah, it's just... The anniversary of Armored Core 6. I wanted to take the time. If you got here late, I would encourage you to go back and watch some of the early stuff with some of the early things we're talking about it. Some of the preview pictures and event stuff. This is... Dude, if they announce something at Game Awards... I already told my wife. If they announce something at the Game Awards, we have no vacations planned next year. We're not planning on any kind of vacation next year. And I earn extra PTO because I've been at my company 5 years as of the end of this year, so I get extra PTO week. If Armored Core 6 gets announced, a major DLC or the next Armored Core game, like sub game, like 5 to Verdict Day is 6 to whatever, I am taking some serious time off to spend time getting preview to the game, spending time early on with the game, making videos, guides, commentary, thoughts, reviews, ideas. I'm going full bore when the next one comes out. Full bore. You're gonna see me putting out content like you've never seen before, if that happens. Because I'm gonna be drinking it up every second. So I want to say thank you all for your time. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the chat. You all were awesome. I love my chat every time. It's great. And yeah, it's just kudos to Bandai Namco for publishing out and giving a proper push for Armored Core. First time ever happened in the West like it should have. Thank you From Software for bringing the series to a whole new generation. And I am very much looking forward to the next one. The rest of y'all, hope you have a good night. I'm going to go rest now. I need to fully recover from COVID. No video again this week because, like I said, I had no time, had no energy this weekend to work on the video. Should be a video next week. I will see every single one of you hopefully later.